In Mark chapter 5, there was a girl who had died. It was a tragedy. She was 12 years of age. And Jesus walked into that house where death had come. We don't know what killed her, but it was some disease. And it had taken her life. And then Jesus says something so strange, and I like the King James version of this particular verse, because he says in verse 38, when he came into the house, they were weeping and they were wailing loudly, and crying, and understandably so. And when he came in, he said to them, "Why do you make this ado and weep?" That's a strange terminology. Why do you make this big ado about this situation? What Jesus was really saying was what Shakespeare got a hold of. He heard that verse where Jesus said, one translation says, "Why are you making much ado about nothing?" And Shakespeare took that phrase and he wrote a whole play, and it became one of his famous plays. And of course, it was called Much Ado About Nothing. He took it from that verse where Jesus said, "Why are you making so much ado about this situation?" Now, let me underscore something very important. What Jesus was saying was, he was not underplaying the danger. He was not underplaying the tragedy. He was not playing down as though he was unaffected by the sorrow and the weeping and the tragedy that the people were going through in that house. But what he was saying was, even in the darkest moments, even in the darkest days, choose faith over fear. What he was saying was, I am here. I'm in your house. And he said, don't make much ado about nothing. Certainly, I'm not preaching that the plague is nothing, that the coronavirus is nothing. It's deadly, it's dangerous. God gave us common sense to deal with it in every way that we can. But when you compare it to the God who is on your side, when you compare it, because Jesus was standing in the same house where the plague had come, and when you compare it to our God, it's much ado about nothing, because he doesn't fail, and he is with us, and he is for us. We believe today that the spirit of fear is loose in our nation and around the world. And he wants to do everything that it can to get us to worry, to feel anxious, to feel stressed out, to feel as though everything's over and we're coming to an end. We're not coming to an end. God's not through blessing this nation. It's not too late for America. It's not too late for you. It's not too late for your marriage, for your home, or your family. You've got to learn to take the word of God, and when you feel the fear and the worry and the anxiety and the stress, that word comes up in you like a defense. When I read it this week, it's like the Lord just seemed to whisper to me, not in an audible voice, but just in my mind and my heart. I kept hearing those words. Don't make much ado about nothing. Don't let worry make you go into just panic. Jesus said, I am with you in your home. I am where you are. I know your address. I know all about you. I have not forgotten about you. I am with you. No matter what comes our way, our first reaction should be faith that overcomes the fear. Choose faith over fear. Choose faith over panic and over being petrified and crying. It's much ado about nothing when you stack it up and compare it to the healing, miraculous, powerful God that we serve.